It's bad being home. I mean, it's just a bad situation.
Then, and I came right here. The streets are the streets, and you gotta be careful. For a female, you really gotta be careful. I mean, all kind of stuff can happen.
But my mom passed away about a month ago. Not going to see my mom as she was.
Forget the historical landmarks. The real story of Philly unfolds on the corners most folks avoid. Back in 2024, the city saw over 5,700 neighbors struggling without a roof, based on official reports. A huge chunk of that population never even makes it into a shelter. You will find them camped on concrete, under the L tracks, or tucked away on blocks that look totally spent. Philly hits different because the social collapse is right in your face. You see people just frozen in place or drifting along, weighed down by pure exhaustion. The drug crisis is impossible to miss. It is written in their slumped frames and the way time just stops. Most did not lose everything overnight. It was a slow slide until the floor just fell out. This is the raw side of the city where the struggle is impossible to ignore. Stick around for this entire journey, because what we are witnessing is happening right under everyone's noses. Let us break down the actual data regarding the homeless population in Philly. By January 2025, the official count recorded 5,516 individuals. That is a 6% jump from last year, marking 4 straight years of increasing numbers. Around 4,338 were in some form of housing, but 1,178 were totally on the street. For those living on the pavement or under overpasses, the count surged 21% in just 12 months. In the Kensington neighborhood alone, 280 people were spotted sleeping outdoors. Furthermore, 1,612 individuals faced long-term homelessness, a massive 49% spike. 443 of these households were families with kids. These figures paint a grim picture. Countless men, women, and children here lack a stable home. Night after night, hundreds of residents scramble for any flat surface, like cold concrete, alleyways, or the shadows of highway bridges, exposed to the elements and danger. The lack of a locked door means they are always tired. This upward trend proves just how deep the housing crisis has cut into the city's heart. Since these figures represent actual neighbors, it makes you wonder how close any of us are to the edge. If this look at the scale of the crisis resonates with you, hit the like button and stay tuned. You are watching Homeless People Stories, where we look at the human lives behind the data. Moving past the raw numbers, the everyday experience on these streets offers a heart-wrenching look at survival. Whether it is the Kensington Strip, the riverbanks, or North Philly bridges, hundreds of people are forced to live their most private moments in the public eye. They survive on handouts from mobile vans and library heat, trying to stay warm however they can. When code red hits, they huddle for warmth. During freezing, code blue alerts. The lack of a private room strips away their humanity in ways we can barely grasp. There is no place to wash up, no locker for their belongings, and zero protection from the weather or the judgment of people walking by. Many talk about a total burnout from being constantly on guard, unable to ever truly rest. The mental toll is massive. Watching families head home to cozy living rooms while they prep for another night on stone. There is a quiet pain in trying to stay presentable while your whole world is falling apart. For parents, the heartbreak is doubled as they try to protect their kids from the reality of the streets. Without a safe porch or a bed to offer, life is reduced to tiny moments of kindness. Sharing a coat or a friendly greeting is often buried under the crushing weight of what comes next. The constant stress of not knowing where they will sleep tonight turns every basic need into a battle. Have you ever stopped to realize that a simple, private bed is a luxury millions do not have. As we look at these difficult scenes, there's one thing we should never forget. Every soul on these sidewalks has a core value and a story that deserves recognition. These narratives remind us that every number in a report is a person with a past and a heartbeat. Thanks for watching and for seeing the people who are so often ignored. Seeing them keep going shows us we're all cut from the same cloth. Keep that thought in mind as we dive deeper. If this look at life on Philly's pavement hits home, hit the like button and stick with homeless people stories. Real talk from the curb reveals truths we can't ignore. When getting high becomes another heavy burden, it piles onto the harsh life out there. The grip of things like fentanyl and hard pills turns trying to get by in Philly into a total nightmare that's just plain tragic. Around spots like Kensington, these drugs offer a quick escape that turns into a trap, a draining loop that feels impossible to quit. The toll is just massive. Hard stuff eats away at the mind and body, leaving folks totally spent and broken inside. Folks stop being able to look after themselves or keep their gear safe, making it hard to reach out or find even a shred of optimism. Sundown brings nothing but stress and madness. That sense of dread just keeps mounting. Some talk about that scary feeling of watching their own spirit and strength slip away, and losing the spark to fight for a way out. For the hundreds stuck outside, drugs don't just add trouble, they explode it, making every long day a war for survival they can't seem to win. A rough life on the edge just gets bleaker and more lonely. If you were fighting that battle every single day, what kind of help would you actually want? Knowing how badly these substances wreck lives, remember, behind the addiction is a human being wanting to be whole again. Just a little empathy can be the spark that keeps them going. If this segment opened your eyes, go ahead and give us a like. Keep watching Homeless People Stories. These raw accounts from the American streets need to be heard. Safety, clean streets, and basic order are under a lot of pressure. With so many people stuck outside in Philly, the city's daily flow is really feeling the weight of making these areas livable for everyone. City records from 2025 show that complaints about neighborhood conditions shot up, forcing crews to do thousands of extra cleanups along the main roads and in local parks. Down by Kensington Avenue and across North and South Philly, residents and shop owners run into trash and left behind gear way more often while trying to keep sidewalks clear. For hundreds with no place to go, having zero privacy makes everyday life a constant hurdle. No bathrooms or showers means just staying clean is a non-stop battle. People spend all day trying to look decent using the few sinks or resources they can find. But living out in the open leaves you feeling totally exposed. Just sitting down or sorting your bag in public means there's no door to lock, no place to hide, and no way to keep your stuff from the rain or thieves. Being watched and feeling unsafe all the time crushes the spirit, leading to a deep soul tiredness that most of us can't even imagine. This environment also hits the whole community, turning local hangouts into spots that need constant work just to keep them safe for families. Walking routes change as people avoid certain blocks and local shops. See a big difference in how folks move through the neighborhood? Managing a modern city is incredibly tough, balancing the demand for tidy, working, common areas against the core human right to rest with dignity creates a friction that ripples through every neighborhood. This crisis demands that we all step up and take notice. When so many neighbors are left without a roof, the fallout hits more than just the folks on the pavement. It impacts the whole city that depends on having secure, well-kept, and organized streets. If you woke up tomorrow without a single private spot to clean up, sleep, or just be yourself, how would that alter your daily life in this town? If this raw look at the strain on our public parks and sidewalks resonates with you, please hit that like button. Stick with us on Homeless People Stories until the very end. These genuine accounts from across the country deserve your full attention. Why does Philadelphia's unhoused population keep rising? A primary reason for the climbing rates of homelessness throughout Philly is the massive, widening gap between what a roof costs and what people can truly pay. A 2025 report from the University of Pennsylvania's housing experts shows the city is missing over 64,500 low-cost units for the city's poorest residents. This shortage means even folks working 40 hours a week are being completely priced out of their own zip codes. In several areas, rent prices have skyrocketed far beyond what paychecks can cover, turning once affordable living into a crushing financial nightmare for thousands of hardworking local families and individuals. Hundreds of people end up on the sidewalk every year after one bad break, a sudden hike in rent, or being laid off from a service job, or a medical crisis that drains every penny of their savings. Once you lose your home, even the smallest daily tasks turn into exhausting hurdles. There is no mailbox to get your checks, no quiet corner to prep for a job interview, and no safe spot for your things. Being forced to shuffle from one temporary curb to another leaves people both physically wiped and emotionally broken. Many talk about the soul-crushing feeling of watching a normal life fade away, the loss of a kitchen to cook in, the inability to sleep without fear, or plan for tomorrow, all while feeling like a ghost in the city where they grew up. Other long-term economic factors are only making things worse. Surging costs for food, transit, and basics stretch tight budgets until they finally snap. For longtime locals, particularly in gentrifying parts of town, these combined financial pressures slowly strip away their chance to keep a roof over their heads. The end result is a steady, heartbreaking climb in the number of folks who have no front door to lock. When the sun sets, these core issues show us that Philly's homeless crisis isn't accidental. It is the direct result of a system that makes keeping a stable home feel like a luxury for regular people. As a community, we have to acknowledge these harsh truths and back the programs that fix the foundation before more lives are torn apart. Honestly, any of us could face a bad run of luck, a career shift, a health scare, or rising bills right here that could suddenly put our own housing at risk. It is a powerful reminder of just how narrow the gap is between having a home and losing everything. If this deep dive into why these numbers are climbing has given you something to think about, please like this video. Stay tuned to homeless people's stories until the end. These real-life stories from American streets tell truths that we all need to hear. Balancing municipal oversight with human survival. Philadelphia's local government is constantly walking a tightrope between keeping the peace and helping folks meet the absolute basic needs of folks on the streets. In 2025, data from the local police and the Office of Homeless Services showed that organized outreach efforts and enforcement actions in busy areas jumped by nearly 40% over the last 2 years. Workers are frequently sent to neighborhoods like Kensington, Fishtown, and parts of Center City to deal with blocked paths, packed highway underpasses, and the long-term use of public sidewalks as living spaces. For countless folks with zero options, every night is a high-stakes trade between being safe and staying completely out of sight, lacking a private room. They're forced to scavenge for any nook that blocks the biting wind or the freezing rain, lugging their whole lives in bags. They face a world without locking doors or the basic dignity of private restrooms. Missing a peaceful spot to sleep without being harassed leads to a brutal, never-ending cycle of hypervigilance and sheer exhaustion. Many describe a crushing emotional weight, the raw embarrassment of eating, washing up, or just sitting there under the public's gaze, plus the total burnout from living every second with your back against the wall, never able to truly relax. That basic human requirement for sleep and self-respect constantly bangs heads with local laws meant to keep sidewalks wide open. Such friction reveals the messy hurdles of city leadership. Municipal teams and social workers hustle to offer help while trying to address what local neighbors are rightfully worried about. Regarding the security and usefulness of public zones, the real trick is mixing tough rules with genuine heart, making sure nobody's endangered while keeping the neighborhood livable. These moments demand our collective empathy when the fight to survive hits the wall of city ordinances and shared zones. It's a stark reminder that behind every dry policy memo are human beings just trying to survive another 24 hours. Imagine spending every single night terrified of being kicked out of your only resting spot. How would that break you? All of us have a part in backing plans that value both orderly streets and the basic human worth. Of every single person who calls the city of Philadelphia their home, if this difficult tug-of-war between city life and human survival moves you, please hit that like button to show support. Stay tuned to homeless people's stories until the finish. These gritty, real accounts from American streets need to be heard. Lasting fixes and the difficult path forward. Ending Philadelphia's housing crisis means moving past quick band-aids and focusing on solutions that actually provide some real, lasting stability. For folks living on the edge, the walk toward a better life needs a rock-solid, dependable base of ongoing help. Based on the Philadelphia Housing Authority's 2025 update, the city plans to build over 2,800 homes. These permanent supportive residences will be developed over the coming 5 years through new, expanded public and private sector deals. These apartments are set up to offer steady shelter along with optional career coaching, medical care, and life skill classes, helping folks reclaim their daily lives at a comfortable pace. For the hundreds who have gone months or years without a roof, that lack of a steady place to live traps them in a brutal cycle of just getting by. Without a mailbox or home base, finding a steady job is nearly impossible, and vital paperwork gets lost constantly. While mapping out a future feels like a complete pipe dream, many speak of the quiet pain of waking up without a stove for breakfast or a safe spot for clothes. Plus, no quiet spot to just think without being hassled to keep moving. This endless uncertainty slowly kills hope, turning a temporary setback into a crushing, permanent weight on the soul and body. Lasting solutions must include prevention efforts that help struggling families keep the roofs they already have over their heads, paired with short-term housing that acts as a vital bridge between sleeping on concrete and living on your own. By funding smart systems that link housing with real-world help, Philadelphia can stop the flood of new people becoming homeless, while assisting those on the streets to find solid ground. The path forward demands a serious, ongoing partnership between the government, local charities, and the people living in these neighborhoods. With a sharp focus on proving long-term success, these moves prove that things can change when we tackle both the immediate crisis and the deeper, broken social systems. It's on us to back solutions that respect everyone's dignity while building a city where fewer people know that pain of having zero places to go when night falls. If stable homes and real help were there from the start, how many lives would have taken a different turn? A brighter road ahead. We can all help by staying informed and supporting smart, lasting fixes that see housing as the first step to recovery. Today's choices will define the Philadelphia of our future. If you connect with this perspective on finding lasting answers and the path forward, show some love by liking the video. Stick around with homeless people's stories until the finish. These raw, impactful tales from the American pavement truly earn your undivided focus. Closing thoughts and a sincere prayer. Wrapping up our walk through Philadelphia's harsh reality, the gravity of what we have just seen really sits heavy on the soul. Beyond the strained public parks, the systemic triggers forcing folks outside, and the tension between municipal law and basic survival, along with those permanent fixes in the works, exists the silent struggle of hundreds waking up daily without a roof overhead. That everyday grind, the burnout from constant exposure, the lack of privacy, and the crushing stress of having nowhere to sleep highlights a deep human fragility that strikes a chord in every one of us. But even in those dark corners, the incredible resilience of the human heart is still plain to see. Folks out there still look out for one another, clinging to the belief that the next sunrise might offer something safer and more secure. Philly's narrative isn't purely about hardship. It proves what is possible when a community picks empathy and dedication over just turning a blind eye. I hope every single person currently unsheltered in Philadelphia finds a sense of warmth, security, and self-respect very soon. May they cross paths with helpful souls and welcoming places that lead them away from uncertainty and toward a steady life. May their burdens ease as more of us stop viewing them as just another data point on a chart, and instead see neighbors who deserve a place where they truly belong. Let this shared city do a better job of shielding the weak and giving back hope to those who feel overlooked. To everyone watching right now who made it to the final frame, I really appreciate you. Thanks for spending your time with these gritty, real-life accounts from the American sidewalk. Choosing to witness this and listen with an open mind counts for so much more than you might realize. This kind of awareness is exactly how true progress starts to happen. If these images moved you at all, or shifted your perspective even slightly, please give the video a thumbs up to help us out. Join Homeless People Stories as a subscriber to keep exploring these genuine narratives from cities nationwide. Working together, we make sure these vital human experiences are not buried or forgotten. I am truly grateful you stuck with us until the very last second. Let us all try to bring a bit more kindness into our everyday interactions.